Refresh.
I think we're live.
We are. All right. Hello. Welcome back to the HEX Happy Hour Show. Welcome back, son, as it's trying to be in my face. We got Motley Investor. We got Crypto Events. We got Big Kurk rolling up something nice there. Hey, what's up? Hey, we got Look Into Crypto. First time on the show, man. So welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Heck yeah. Well, I listened to Knights of the Crypto Table as I'm falling asleep here, so I did not get to see some of those wonderful charts that you were talking about, but perhaps you brought one or a few that we can look at later.
Some are under wraps, though.
Absolutely. Well, we could definitely take a look at some of the charts we were looking at on Nights on Crypto.
Cool. Yeah, we will get to that. We have like such a massive rundown here. My sheet is just like spilling over to like multiple pages. So I don't even know where to begin. I guess missed last week, so a lot has happened. Just a little bit. And quick shout outs to, I want to give shout out to Renee. Everybody see Renee on Twitter from Amsterdam, I believe. Posted his ride along YouTube video. He shouted out a lot of us Hexkins. He shouted out Richard Hart and myself and RG3. Actually, I can probably pull up the video, perhaps. Oh, Renee, where's he at? So that was really cool. I appreciate that. And RG3 was really nice. Shouted out our show on the Wednesday edition of Discourse Syndicate. So that was awesome. And here is Renee.
Hey,
So driving around Amsterdam, and it was pretty cool. The actual tweet thread was who was it? It might have been Patrick or one of the Sparbook guys that said, take a left down one of those streets and you'll find a well-placed HEX sticker. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, Renee, man, welcome. And cool. Everybody in chat, who we got? Oh my gosh. All right, we're loading up. Got Bran, Diego, Archie. What's up, Bitfinesse? Esteban, Hexkai. All right.
I love Bitfinesse's comment. I can try not to pulse on stream.
Expansion phases lead to pulses, right?
Yep.
So, at least that's what I've heard. But anyway, where to begin, gents? I mean, I have like a chronological rundown, I suppose. I guess we can start with the first thing on my list, and that was our big whale, who has had a lot of activity since last show. So big whale, I think we left off, staked like what, 10 billion for
10 years.
10 years.
Or not
1 billion for
1
10
billion.
years.
Sorry.
We hadn't had a chance to cover the 750 that got staked after that.
Correct. So he staked another 750 million for 5555. And there's been a lot of other action sending to other wallets. Some of those I'm kind of disappointed in. Not in terms of like profit taking or anything like that, but just the outright dumping some of them have just done.
Those dumping sons of bitches.
Yeah. It's like, okay, they started off with like $1 million or $2 million here and there. And I mean, that like controls price a bit because of the low liquidity, but you start dumping like 6 million at a time and 12 million at a time or whatever it is, and you're going to affect price like that. So I don't any takes.
Go ahead. You do more than that. You do more. Oh, sorry.
I was on the voice chat with John Wick the other day about it, and evidently he's done the chain analysis on those, and he said he was able to trace it back to known 3 Arrows Capital wallet. So according to him, he said it's definitely 3 Arrows that owns that account.
Wow. So Silver's suspicion
is probably correct.
Has been
Yep.
proven.
Yep. So
pretty
he said
awesome.
that that's definitely 3 arrows. And if you guys know anything about them, Suzu, and then I forget his other partner, but they essentially they're known for picking out projects like Ethereum, and anytime they invest in a cryptocurrency, they say they either hold it to $1 billion or bust. So looks like we had some nice strong hands for that account. And their staking shows it too, right? Like we didn't even need to know who it was. Just by their staking actions, we know they're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, close to 2 billion for 10 plus years. I mean, you can't.
So then you think the sells were just them paying off other people, or do you think the sells are them just breaking even?
So the way John Wick made it sound like, it looks like 2 of the wallets are almost like personals, like their own personal wallets, and then like a third one was actually an investor's wallet. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a couple of those have been pretty active, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, and I was thinking that like, the thing about the heavy dumping is, you could also see it with when you've got that many coins, you're also trying to see who else is out there with that many coins and what they're going to do. So like we've been seeing a lot of limit orders pick up when HEX, like before it was when HEX would go down to like 0.7, 0.8 of a penny. But now, I mean, you might want to you might want to push a 10 million coin dump out there to see if the whales are going to. Well, yeah, to see exactly where those whales are going to start buying it back up again. And I mean, you can see that's exactly what happens with these wicks too. These wicks are. I mean, clearly there's the dump, and then there's somebody that comes back in and picks it back up. So
it's like when we protected that 0.003 price floor back in the day. Like everything was just bouncing off that.
Yeah,
it would not go below.
Well, I mean, who was talking? I can't remember who was talking about it. That like in these markets, when the bottoms come in, like in the bottom of the bear market, like the spoils go to those who take the risks. So like the big whales who like come in and actually physically set the price floor themselves by accumulating. They're like, no, I'm just not gonna. If it goes below this value, I will buy. Period. And like they're the ones who, when the price comes back around, the new narrative comes up, the next run starts happening, they're the ones who profit the most, and rightfully so. They set the floor, so they can put that floor wherever they feel like it. The old Cantina band and put it on silent.
Yeah, I do like those dual wicks there, I guess about 4 days ago. Was it Sunday and Monday? So these 2 bad boys right here. That was kind of cool. And it went back to kind of test like that previous resistance. I know we had this huge candle on New Year's Eve or whatever. I'm not really counting that in anything, but I'm really curious. I'm really curious as to how we hold in this area, because if this does become that new support, which it's already been tested once, that's awesome. Whether or not we test it again, it's kind of like this nice little uptrend here. I don't mind the red days either, so I think they're perfectly healthy, and I'm sure Wasabi can offer some more insight on that. But it just seems like healthy action and what could be a breakout to a new uptrend. Are my tea leaf reading skills fair, Wasabi? Look into crypto.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So what a lot of people, at least when it comes to TA, is when I look at markets, there's only really 2 things that matter to me. It's just probability and just risk are the only 2 things that matter. There's not really any necessarily absolute answer. You kind of have these, it's even when you have heavy accumulation, there's certain ranges, like stuff like that can play out. And so far the price chart is following that really nicely. Like that uptrend line you have there, that type of candlestick pattern you have there, it's actually pretty similar to what's happened on the HEX price chart. If you actually look back before its first major impulse, I think this is back in like before April of 2020.
Oh, okay, this is the V2 chart. Yeah.
So it's following that same kind of pattern nicely, and I think it's going to be one of those movements where once it starts to expand, it's going to be very fast. So the price it's at now, I still think it's going to go far, far higher. I've seen targets on Twitter for 4 to 5 cents, that I think is a good spot for whales to think is like a good local top to get wrecked on, and then the price starts shooting up higher. Because the expansion on something like this, I mean, if you undersell this, you're losing your entire stack. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like whatever you sell today, just be happy with whatever you're getting out of it. If you're buying Ethereum, if you're putting it into USDC, you are not going to get these prices again after the expansion starts. Like, so, yeah, that's because it's played out. This played out on the Ethereum chart. It's consolidating, and it's going slow until it's not. So, markets are you have a lot of narratives and stuff in markets, but I just look at the results on the price charts, and the price chart is incredible on this thing. Like I am super excited to see how this plays out over the next 2 quarters, because I'm just seeing the same pattern as last year. So to me, it's just a matter of time, and any supply that gets sold off now, this is actually a better price too for larger holders, I guess, to potentially profit take, because it's easier to buy up that supply. And quite frankly, like whenever the next expansion starts, you actually want very heavy centralization of supply, because you get better price pumping. That's just how anything that's mooned in this market, you just get whenever you have whales really concentrate the supplies, when you get amazing price pumping. So it's good to see actually a lot of that potential sell pressure get knocked out at these levels versus potentially at much higher levels when it goes above 4 and 5 cents, when it really starts to enter price discovery.
Yep, I'm doing my part. I'm buying up my small little bags at these price levels.
Yeah, I'm still DCAing too.
That chart right there is what is tasty to me, man. That Ethereum HEX chart right there, man. It's like we got that. We're just starting that little test pump, and we got a lot of room to go before we get into price discovery in that zone. So, like, I mean, if we come up anywhere in that, I'm going to be very, very excited.
Yeah, I won't be surprised to see the HEX, the ETH pair, make a new all-time high sometime in 2021, because even previously when it's had its major runs, at least with some of the, if you use some of the charting tools, even back when it had that pump at the end of last year, so right at December of 2020, when it had that quick move up, all the macro indicators have basically reset and neutralized on all the major charts for HEX. That's versus Bitcoin, versus Ethereum, versus USD. So I don't think we've really seen anything just yet until price discovery starts. And I do expect like the HEX to ETH pair to go up dramatically during that expansion phase. The upwards targets are just going to really depend on what price Ethereum is at the time. Ethereum is kind of slowly re-entering price discovery, so either way, I think it's going to do good. It's just it'll definitely hit higher targets, so long as like Ethereum is under like $3,000. Because as Ethereum gets priced higher and higher, it gets harder to push up in price. Whereas something like HEX does not take that much economic energy to push up in the order books, and plus most of the supply is locked. So I won't be surprised to see new all-time highs versus the ETH pair sometime this year. There's just less supply on the market today than back even before the first impulse, because of that whole adoption amplifier phase.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think that like after big payday, when we had after the New Year's pump that we had, I mean, all those people that are selling, most of those coins that have been sold off, all those red candles are people that bought and stake. Like a good portion of them are people buying and staking, and or the whales that have been accumulating and just sucking them up. So like you can imagine that the accumulation is just, I mean, that's all that is for this whole time. It's great.
Yeah, and while you're talking there, I was just checking this out. So we had like kind of like this little test after this dump here, and then it kind of like acted as support, and then it broke it, and then it became resistance again. Now we've broken it, so we've come down once. So maybe this is the retest, and then we go up from there. I don't know, but it seems rather bullish. Not as obviously bullish to me as the USDC pair chart, but this is very interesting as well. I agree with you there, Kurk.
It feels very bullish. I haven't seen the dips get bought up like this almost ever since the beginning of this HEX coming out. Like these dips
Yeah,
have just
that's
been
true. These
eating up.
like I was expecting when we hit like 1.8, 1.9 recently, I was expecting the pullback to be more steep. You know, I thought it would be, you know, but it hasn't been. And when it has been, any pullback has happened, it's been eaten up real quick. So you can see it.
Only
those friggin' those like 3, you know, Darth Maul candles almost in a row. It's like as well as those big ass.
Wales Only was talking about it on the voice channel the other day. He's like, HEX has a tendency to just have these very sharp, extreme run-ups. And then when we do some price correction and he said it's like we almost float back down. Like we barely come back down. We come down very slowly. And then we get those extreme buybacks and then we go off again. Like it's always rocketing up and then slowly flowing down and then rocketing up and slowly flowing back down. It's just, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
You know it, kinetics. You know
You're
us.
one of us. You're one of us.
Hey, what's up, children?
What's up,
Good
bud?
to see you. Yeah, and another thing is just it's interesting to me. You can barely see it here as we're getting into it, but the volume is slowly increasing, which is nice. So we're getting this up move, and we're starting to see more of these green bars down here. Granted, we just missed one like here, whatever, but there's less and less supply out there and volume is picking up. So just basic table napkin math tells me that that's pretty darn bullish itself, right?
And you look at all these YouTube traders too, all these TA guys on YouTube, ones that either didn't want to talk about HEX or called HEX a scam or whatever, like they're coming back to HEX now. They're like, holy crap, like look at this chart, like maybe I'll buy some HEX now. And they're all of them are, you're seeing everyone, the narrative's just changing around. Like they're looking at this chart and there's like, oh, this is bullish as fuck. Like I don't care what your stance is on HEX, like this chart looks amazing. And everyone's starting to come to the conclusions that we've had since the beginning.
You cannot ignore that chart.
No, you can't.
I mean, even cats like, I mean, the ones that aren't anti or positive HEX that are just neutral that did good. Like, I mean, Crypto Sniper did a good interview with Richard but never came straight out and was like, I mean, he's a straight trader and he never came right out and was like, this is the time to buy until just recently. And he's like, no, I don't give a shit. You can call it what you want. But I mean, I've seen a few different 9-cent calls and shit on Twitter too, you know, and I mean, there are definitely people watching this shit now a lot closer than they were before. Yeah, minds are being changed, Archie. That's for
definitely
sure.
being changed. Yep.
Yeah, truth revealed. Yeah,
I mean, it's just like anybody else, though. I mean, Richard's talked about it a whole bunch. Sailor didn't give a shit about Bitcoin at a couple $100. Now he loves it at, you know, at 30K. You know, can't get enough. You know, so I mean, we'll see that over and over again.
I can't wait for them to all love HEX at $1. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing.
It's an interesting thing, like the new eyeballs that are coming in, because I'm on both sides of the fence, I guess, is I don't want traders in this thing. But at the same time, you can't do anything about it. I think I said that in like my last video. It is what it is. It's freaking crypto. So not everybody's going to stake it like you want them to. However, those guys could ultimately, you know, be responsible for price discovery, cleaning out some of the weaker hands, and then sending that supply into stronger hands and locking it up. I mean, I've said this before. I just see millions of HEX a day, millions and millions of HEX a day getting staked, not just, you know, for these guys who roll it over every week or 30 days or whatever, but, you know, I'm seeing like 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, millions of it. And over time, that stuff is just disappearing from the market. That's wonderful.
Just take pleasure in them getting left behind when we take off. When we go through that glass ceiling, it's all over for them.
Well, and that's the interesting thing too, is like the traders that want to get involved in it. You know what I'd love to see is, you know, we see the volume chart. I believe that this is a Wasabi question. I believe the volume chart is going to be like paired to whatever, like it'll be based on the USDC value of HEX. You know, whereas like what I'd really like to see is a volume chart based in the actual number of HEX, because I think that will be forever decreasing forever. Like you'll never be able that you got when you could buy and sell hundreds of HEX for you know 50 ETH or whatever. Like that just won't be a possibility.
That's actually a really good point, because I think you're right. That makes sense actually, because as the price of it goes higher, the economic volume going into that, those bars are going to start to spike up. But yeah, that's totally true. It's because the way how the supply is locked up,
there's actually less hex that's changing hands in the order books while all that's going on. It's like you get these huge impulsive waves, and then after like you hit the top of that impulsive wave, you have basically like another really long, it's a combination of like redistribution and then new people entering, starting to accumulate at the new baseline. Kind of similar to like how Ethereum makes its really big moves. But over time, like the supply that gets distributed back into the market just keeps like going down and down. And then each value, like the price of just a single hex is going to go up over that time frame. So like I really do like the diamond analogy, because there's some really interesting analogies, I guess, if you're comparing to things like diamonds. And it's like, yeah, each single hex over time is going to represent more and more economic mass, and then you're not going to need to have as much volume. Like in hex, you can have a lot of volume versus the USD, but yeah, I think the peak hex volume we've probably already seen it, at least previously, like before Big Payday, things like that, when there was still the adoption amplifier, where you would have whales like get through the adoption amplifier and then distribute larger supply at much cheaper prices. But now, like, that supply has been sucked out of the market.
Yeah, and the like socially, the fact that Hexagon whales, the people that bought as much as they did early as they did, are as locked as they are, and are willing to lock as long as they are, shows that like socially they're not, like, the idea that they're gonna ever give up their bags is few, and you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to. Why would they ever have to? You know?
Can you guys
waiting for Motley to cut a tear so he can like get in.
I'm about to do it right now. Can you guys imagine all going to your accounts right now and just adding 2 zeros to the end of it? Can you guys actually imagine how much money that is? And it's going to come. It's just a matter of time, and I think it's going to come a lot sooner than most people think.
Like
I'm getting rid of all my conservative price estimates now. After Wasabi showed me his golden chart, going to $1. Going to $1.
It's like that Han Solo quote. It's like, what's the reward? Well, how much can you imagine? He's like, I can imagine quite a bit.
A lot. Quite a bit.
Yep. Oh yeah, but I mean that's the thing, is that people that were able to hold through Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, those numbers to them are, comedic, like to them at that point in time, you're just like, what it seems ridiculous, but yeah. I mean, but then you start to understand the whale games of like, okay, you have that all on paper, but are you going to ever sell all that position? No, not really, because no one's going to run for the doors to ruin the system. That's silly. And you can't really even do it if you want to at Hex, because of the way the stakes are spaced out.
And the low liquidity too.
Yeah.
20 cents and I'm a multimillionaire, and you guys are talking about 1 USD. Sorry, man. Are we getting you a little excited?
It's hard to be a Hexagon sometimes.
Yeah. Careful, you're going to make him pulse.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
14 pulses on
14.
I liked your 14 by 14 for the number of validators.
Yeah.
Oh man. So speaking of 14 and pulses, so let's pick it up over on this one.
New logo. Well, maybe. Did he
No, not yet.
New logo yet? All right.
Motley, it's coming up. Didn't you get the show notes?
I didn't look at him. You said them. I didn't look at them,
but I didn't look at them.
I figured it's pretty much everything we've been going over the past week, so
Yeah.
Ever prepared.
Yeah, so evidently we got a name now. And PulseChain.com is live and well. We had a Telegram group. Richard just sent out, I guess the Twitter handle said that Reddit and Instagram, nothing will be pushed there for the time being, which makes sense. I mean, who cares? But yeah, man, we got a name, and yeah, let's dive into this, because this is exciting, and the name, everything about it. I think it's cool. I think it pays, obvious homage to the Hex community, who know, the the ins and outs, should we say, of the name, and I like it that it's separate enough that it actually sounds like another legit crypto product, and so it can stand on its own, just as Pulse. It sounds badass. It sounds like something that you would see on your app or scrolling through Nomics or something like that.
Something you'd enjoy.
Yeah. No, but yeah, there you go. So around the room, anybody want to jump in with their thoughts and feels on PulseChain now that it is evidently becoming a reality? We're past April 1st, past April Fools. It looks like this is coming together.
Yeah, I like that, Richard. First of all, I like that he like prefaced all of us ahead of time by being like, I don't like April Fools, guys. Like, I'm not going to engage in April Fools. Like, it's, like before, because I mean, that shit did come out, so I like that he did that. Cause I mean, I kind of like his stance on it too. I do like a good joke from time to time, but
I'm just ready for his first official interview he does where he brings up PulseChain with a straight face and every single Hexican is just losing their shit in the comments. I'm ready for that day to come.
Oh yeah, that's gonna come.
All right.
No pun intended.
Oh yeah, people. I mean, that is the marketing on that, just the excitement of people's, but pulsating. You see it all. God, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
The chats are gonna lose their
Just like this.
The interviewer is gonna be like, "What's going on?" And that's the great thing. Richard has so much content, that stuff's just buried back there.
When I first saw the PulseChain YouTube channel, I thought it was a complete joke, especially with the logo that was on there, or not the logo, but the banner. Yeah.
First
and the little placeholder logo. Yeah,
that was great.
No,
but I like what it's become. I mean, I'm sure we'll bring it up in a minute. I think that where the logo went is good. But
we shall debate, Big Kurk. We shall debate.
Oh yes,
Shalgo's got a good point here. I think we need to change our stance on only investing in finished products.
Pulse won't be one of those.
Well, that's something.
It's also a joke, guys. Never mind.
All right. So we had PulseChain, and we had our very own Vince have a nice little thread here. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Starting tier 4s over here with the blood.
Oh man.
So Vince, you started this. Walk us through it, and what was your overall takeaway from this madness of a thread that you started?
What have you learned?
The community part.
I guess the opening tweet was probably a little more sensational than I meant it to be, but I mean, I just thought that whenever we get in any crypto community, whenever there's a change as big as this, or even a small upgrade or something like that, sometimes there can be community just different opinions in the community depending on where people stand. So I just kind of took the basic fact that we're going to have two different versions, and I just kind of was just sort of thinking out loud, and just wanted to kind of get a conversation going and see where people stand on the whole thing. And it wasn't really
never thought I'd see the day, but
over
here
stirring the pot.
I didn't mean I don't want Hexans turning on each other or anything like that, but
we're Hexicans, we're better than them. Come on. No, just kidding.
It's just
but seriously,
so where do you fall in this, and do you have one of the three? Is it either or both, and where would you like to see it?
For me personally, I still think that this situation that we're in specifically is pretty unprecedented, because unlike the other coins, the platform coins that were they started out as being pretty much Ethereum killers, and so they were only on Ethereum long enough to to get their own mainnet started, and then they hopped over, and there was basically social consensus in their own communities that the RC20 versions were pretty much worthless after that. So but since our situation's so much different, I pretty much think that the old one will still have value, and it's just a matter of how we're going to kind of reconcile that. So yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, when you got your EOS tokens on the mainnet, you had to turn in your EOS tokens.
You had to kind of like bind your private key, your Ethereum private key with.
That's what it was called, binding.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in some ways, people that free claimed their Bitcoin already kind of did. You put your Bitcoin address attached to this Ethereum address.
Yeah.
That is bound to it. And that's how you got your shit. So, like, if I was Richard and I was thinking, how do I make sure that this sort of shit doesn't happen? It is possible to, say, I mean, I guess you're right that like some people would say, no, I don't want us to turn my shit in, and then you'd have some sort of consensus. But I'd imagine that it would be a one-way road, like once you turn your shit in, you can't, like whatever wrapped hex that we would have back on Ethereum, if that's a possibility in the future, I imagine it is, would be different than the current one that we have.
However this fork goes down, I think Richard Hart's too smart to leave any sort of option or any sort of way for the community to become divided. I just don't think I don't think he's going to do this fork where there leaves a scenario where there's even the possibility for the community to split, because that's the last thing he wants. And I think he's too smart for that. I think he'll find a way to make the fork effective where we're all 100% in consensus on where we go.
Bristology, I do think that I was reading his comment, they said that people with long stakes can't undo their stakes. I think that you could, if your system state, like dropping the system state, you could make it so that if people signed a transaction from their wallet, that it would put that stake onto the new chain. I think that that's possible.
Yeah, basically just free claiming your way onto the
and this is speculation too. Like we still don't know. We're just doing this for fun. No one freaking knows. Just like
this
is all. Yeah, I don't work. Working
just
for Pulse. I don't got no Pulse. Ties. Don't know nothing about it. I'm just guessing based on what's happened before and how I know the blockchains work and stuff. That's all. I mean.
Yeah. That's the thing. Richard's going to come out with some new innovative stuff that probably no one's seen to this point, just like he did with HEX. So just buckle up and enjoy the ride. It's probably going to be another payday for you. So you're welcome from Richard.
But I will say, Vince, that it's something that I, being the person who I've talked about on here a few different times over, that I read through lots of old Bitcoin talk to learn what I'd missed out on the years that I wasn't in crypto, and seen the similar thing happen. People that were early on in Bitcoin have each other's back, fight until they die, kind of, brothers in arms, turn on each other because they have differences of opinion, and everybody gets that way eventually over time, so I can see that happening no matter what to some degree. But I hope that Richard has some tricks up his sleeve, and I bet he does.
Yeah.
I think if anything, just the marketer and Richard, I think we have if I had to bet money on one thing coming from this new chain, I'd say that we're going to have essentially another big payday event. I think he's going to rig it up some way where there's going to be a high demand for the purchasing of HEX for essentially another big payday with an airdrop, if I had to guess.
So ideally,
incentives.
What would that be? Would it be T shares? Because that would be a signal that you.
I think it'd be airdropping a coin for the new chain, whatever it is.
I mean, he mentioned giving.
Based on what though?
I don't know. It could just be maybe what you need as some sort of gas token. I don't know. I really, like I said, I haven't speculated too much into it, but I think there's a way to do this where you could create essentially just as much hype, if not more hype. And I know LookIntoCrypto and I were talking about this for such an event. And then on top of that, now that the narrative of HEX being a scam and it's proven to essentially be the #1 asset of 2020, and we're continuing on that path, I think we have more eyeballs on it. And even the haters that don't want to come out and admit they're wrong, they'll be investing this time. And I think we could truly see some crazy, crazy numbers come out of it.
Yep. So I'm just never selling.
No, sir.
You're just gonna hold it and look at it and be like,
I'm just
oh,
gonna- yeah.
He's gonna quit his job. He's gonna have a very nice house. And he's just gonna sit there and just stare at his bags.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have like,
great.
if it's forked, I mean, you can like look at your old bags and reminisce or something. And, yeah, I don't know.
Those were the days. It's like 1 year later. I remember.
It's a lifetime in HEX, man.
1 year.
NFT out of your old staking ladder.
I remember when HEX was 500x less.
Oh man,
It's gonna be good times.
yeah. So, what else we have here? We also had, where's we at? This pretty thing. The latest random line. So, yeah, we've come down a little bit. I think we're like penny 6.5, something like that. So this is kind of like at the top of this recent move, but who cares if you're talking the line that is this?
Looks like we're ready for another expansion phase to me. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Third wave.
Expansions.
Third wave.
What would Look into Crypto say about that?
Well, do you guys want to check out this chart?
The sploosh wave.
I'd
The
like to
sploosh
check out
wave.
the chart.
The sploosh wave. We've nicknamed it the sploosh wave.
Sploosh wave.
But we can talk about this one while Wasabi's getting it set up.
Oh, I'm sure he's ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just if we claw anywhere near close to that line,
Oh,
I mean, where are we at right now? The line is supposedly at like 20 some cents or something.
yeah,
Maybe.
about 20 cents. Yeah.
That's crazy to think about in itself. So
It's coming. It's pulsing.
I mean, the thing is that what I wanted to talk about myself, like market sentiment wise, as far as people that I know and people around, like it is coming. I mean, there's more people involved, like getting involved and paying attention to us like live streaming now more than ever. There's more people that I'm talking to that are interested more than ever. I mean, there's a mainstream aspect of this that is going to come around, and we haven't even scratched the surface yet. I mean, like we haven't even really scratched. I don't even think. I mean, Look-Into agrees with this that like we haven't really even hit the bull run way, like the big expansion in the general marketplace in crypto. Like we have a lot more up to go. You know, so like I think there's a lot of
Ethereum.
Yeah. I mean, put as like you could see putting a 0 at the end of that. You know, before the end of this, this run is over, possibly. You know, that's like so we're what on Ethereum?
Easy now. Easy now.
I can see 2 zeros on HEX easy. I mean, like that would put us where we want. Like, I mean, we've said before, like I'd love to line us up to get that 10,000x and beat Ethereum by May of next year. We'd need to be at 56 cents. So, I mean, is that a possibility? Yeah, I think it's more possible. But then Ethereum putting 2 zeros on, I don't think it's going to 200 grand. But I do think 20 grand, 15 is something like that is possible in this wave too. So I mean, that's we got more up to go, guys. That's everywhere.
More up to go. Oh boy, Kubla Roos is getting
$1.70.
Yeah.
Sure.
What is that based on? I wonder. Just throw that in chat. Is there any scientific or technical reasoning, or just you like the number 17, or But anyway, Look into Crypto, man. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right, cool.
All right, sweet. So, yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the HEX to USD chart on weekly timeframes. So, what I usually like to do is just add the moving averages that are at least an option to add on the charts. And for one, what's really bullish with the price is there was only very brief periods where it dipped below the 20-week moving average, and that only occurred after like a major impulse. There was just 2 instances where it dipped below, bounced back up before big payday, dipped below, got bought back up. So this price floor on this moving average has held extremely well over almost a year now. So what's also really bullish with the overall consolidation range is it's actually gone up over this period of time. Like the average price has basically been going higher and higher. And for what, like the other thing I notice is the volatility at least is starting to subside, which is usually what you get before a huge breakout. So that is already an excellent sign. For Ethereum's first cycle, it had a similar chart pattern, except it basically dipped back below one more time. So HEX has actually held within its corrective T-wave much stronger during its correction phase. So bigger first impulse, much stronger consolidation during the T-wave. And if you look at some of the other macro indicators on the chart, the main one I really like to look at is the RSI. And let's actually blow this up so it's a little bit easier to see. So the first circle, this is where we had the first impulse. Over here, this is around big payday. And one thing I really like to watch with the RSI is there tends to be kind of a neutral area during bull market phases where you hit, let's say, some kind of neutral value on the RSI. In this case, for HEX on the weekly chart, it was around 45. And then at some point you are going to enter periods of expansion again where it pulls back up. And it can do this basically multiple times. Like that, the nature with bull markets is you can basically enter these expansion periods multiple times, which you'll see on the RSI. So after the big payday, it neutralized, and now it's slowly trending higher before what I think is going to be another expansion wave, and then you'll see that reflect accordingly on the RSI as well. So that looks amazing. And then the MACD on the weekly timeframes, the momentum, this is basically just like kind of a way to view the momentum of the asset. And HEX it's just had strong momentum. Like this is just going higher and higher. So I can assure you, well, not financial advice, like ultimately your decision, but HEX I see making an extremely parabolic run this year. So this price that we're seeing even within this entire consolidation range, I mean, I think we're looking at potentially just weeks before you start to enter back into price discovery. I mean, it's already almost there. There's just this last wick, which is really to me it's a really stupid place for people to try to like buy and sell. It's really risky to do, but ultimately there's going to be a select amount of people that make it on this journey, and they're going to make so much money.
So what he's saying is get your buy-in this week as opposed to later.
Yeah, because
hate to see you at all-time highs next week and you not be on board.
I mean, even the weekly trend line on this thing it's pretty ridiculous. If you look at if you just look at the entire price history, I mean, you can't, like, every single bullish chart pattern you can possibly get is on the HEX chart. Like you can't possibly ask for more. So I don't if you know, and what's going to happen is people are going to view things in hindsight. But you know, if you don't want to, hindsight is very easy to look back at things and say, oh, you know, like it's if only I had bought during that time, blah blah blah. I mean, if you don't want to be that person, then you better basically build up your bag while it's still here, because even the targets of 4 to 5 cents are, it's quite frankly it's really not that high. It can go much higher than that, because if you look at the Elliott wave count that Donovan Jolly was suggesting, so you had this one wave, basically a 2 wave, and then now it's entering its 3 wave. The 3 wave,
Sploosh wave.
this sploosh wave, this entire run up here. So if you actually scale this entire run up on the chart, in terms of where the breakout is, the 3 wave can actually go higher. Like the extension on a lot of coins on the 3 wave actually extends taller than the 1 wave. So
can you grab that price real quick for us? That'd be great.
Yeah, so I won't be surprised to see, and I'm not going to put like exact price targets, but it wouldn't surprise me to see HEX hit prices like 30 cents and possibly even higher during the 3-wave.
Oh my goodness.
There isn't much supply on the market, and and even if you even just look at the fractals within HEX, like let's say you look at basically this entire period here, this is pretty similar as to what's going on now. I mean, you already have fractals within the HEX chart. You have fractals with Ethereum's previous cycle chart. So all of this is basically aligning with what's likely to be a very explosive breakout. So, and it's going to happen over a period of a month. It's going to be, you'll look on your staker app and it'll just be up 20x higher. One day maybe you go on vacation and you go on a 2-week vacation and you come back and your staker app is 20x higher. I mean, that's the level
if you just got your buy-in before that vacation, you could have bought the next 50 vacations over with that buy. So you might want to get it in now.
Yeah. I will say that every time I am at the beach, it is bullish for HEX. I'll just say that. So before this past little run we've had here the past week, guess when I was there last? That would be New Year's Eve. And guess where I was in the April breakout of last year? Okay. So yeah, it's, if we want the resistance to break, send me to the shore.
Send them to the beach, boys.
Yeah, we got to get you to the beach more.
So did you take a look at Donovan's Ethereum comparison looking to crypto? Because I thought that was highly interesting. I mean, the ups and downs of that were just hilariously similar, and I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah, so
golden chart.
Yeah, the Ethereum one is a great reference. So let me actually flip back to the ETH charts. Yeah, because Donovan Jolly, he looks for he's very big on Elliott waves, and he also looks for fractals within the market, and he's looking back at Ethereum's first cycle, and he's likely looking at basically the period between the local top at the 1 wave up to the peak for the 3 and the 5 wave. So I believe on his chart, this level right around here was around the 4 to 5 cent mark on his price chart. So you could potentially have, if you could basically have a scenario where you have wallets that attempt to exit at, let's say, 4 to 5 cents, and then the price could basically shoot up another, you could shoot up basically another 7x from that level. And if you actually take, like, let's say the USD, this is where it gets absolutely crazy, because if you take the USD amounts at different levels on the price chart, there's plenty of instances, and this is gonna go on for the entirety of basically HEX in the market. This applies really to like any coin when it comes to like kind of the trader mentality is there's often like they'll leverage basically their entire stacks at a certain instance on the price chart with the expectation of trying to buy back lower. And then usually what ends up happening is they lose like 80 to 90% of their coins. And we're going to see probably that same dynamic play out. I mean, it's already to a large extent happened with even just within the consolidation. There was a lot of selling post big payday. And now the price of the coin is just for each HEX, you're now looking, it's now over 5x higher. So it's crazy just how fast you can deflate in cryptocurrency. And that's why at the end of the day, statistically, the holders and the ones that just have a lot of T shares statistically are just going to win in the ends. Like it's mathematically impossible for somebody to really optimize their moves, like even during these impulsive waves, trying to leverage like their entire stack, things like that. I like to follow the HEX. I mostly just lurk in there to see what wallets are being closely watched. And basically over the last couple of months, anybody that's completely drained their wallet is just totally wrecked now, and that's at current price levels. Like, it's amazing. It's absolutely mind blowing to me how many shakeouts you have within even a bull market, where all you literally have to do is just like hold your coins. That's it. Like, that's all you have to do. So
I don't understand this, and maybe you can make sense of it, but I don't think it makes sense at all. Is okay, we get a breakout past a penny and a half, and we're kind of in no man's land, and these big wallets sell it back down to the previous resistance, which is now support. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like the last the last, level we have is 2 cents. So I can't imagine if or when 2 cents breaks and we get to like 2.5 or something like that, who is going to sell that? That it goes against every trading breakout manual that
it's stupid. It's so dumb. Like, I don't
degens, Cabana. This whole space is filled with degens.
But it's a breakout. It's what you wait for.
It's really stupid, because what a lot of traders do on TradingView is they'll do something. It's so dumb. Like, a lot of them draw like this thing chart, and they'll be like, it's gonna do this, it's gonna break out and then retest, it's gonna do this and then go higher. So you get this you get this kind of trader mentality around this area, but then at the end of the day, there's really no guarantee as to where the price can even do pullbacks to. So a lot of people just get left behind. They just sell the breakout at a really cheap price, and then they end up buying back like over here. So and that's already happened within the HEX whale bot on Twitter, because as it's tracking all the big buys and sells, there was actually, I don't remember which one it was specifically, but there was a wallet that lost like 30% of their HEX before even entering price discovery. So because they basically sold their coins over here, and then they bought back up here. So it's this whole thing where no matter what, there's going to be people that put themselves in these really risky situations where their brain, like, the moment they make a bad decision, their brain like automatically triggers it that like, fuck, I just made a bad decision. But then they keep doing it like over and over again. Like, literally on the chart, they just keep doing it over and over again through this shop. So that usually like on the smaller time frames, if you're looking at things on the 4 hour, when you have traders, all that's really happening is like on these 4 hour time frames is you have long-term holders that are buying up dips. And then really like with traders, all that's really happening is they're just changing hands with each other. But slowly, like, that the amount of coins they're changing with each other is going down over time, which is the hilarious part across like anybody doing this on 4 hour time frames. And that seems to be a very it's a very popular market, because like exchanges, centralized exchanges, their entire business model is for it really is for people to get wrecked, trading on these 4 hour time frames. And all that's happening is you have like a certain bag of coins that are just changing hands, but that supply is basically reducing over time. So it's pretty amazing to see that that actually being confirmed on Etherscan when you actually look back at those that are trying to buy and sell on these lower time frames. But that's where just there's going to be a certain amount of people that experience this life-changing opportunity, and a lot of people are just going to then have to wait until the next really big opportunity to get at a good price. Because once it goes into price discovery, I mean, it's a total guess as to where the price floor could end up being afterwards. So,
wait, can I see
it's
that
like-
guess
Show
one
it
more
live.
time?
Can you show it
Rock
online
one more
again?
time real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. That looks good.
Where are we at? Like dollars? Okay.
All right. Yeah, that looks accurate.
That's the
Up
one.
and to the right. Up and
That's
to the
after
right.
14 pulses, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
all right.
Well, actually, I'd say it's about 12. There's still probably
Oh, we
two
got a
more.
little, get a little
Two
bit more.
more.
All right.
It's a little bit more. So
It's hard to hit those last two, but we can do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
Ooh,
that's
man.
the whole mentality. So I've at least had the I was fortunate enough to go through, like, I've been following crypto for probably probably at least like 5 years now. So I've seen what every stage of the market cycle looks like, and I just know, just from experience, this is literally one of the worst times you could possibly be selling. The worst stage of the market. You don't sell coins before the most explosive impulse in the market. That's just stupid. But
Unless you're a dumbass.
yeah, which there's apparently many of those that will be buying back. They're just gonna be buying back for higher.
I think we might have seen that a couple days ago. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody sold like, I think it was like 6 million, and then they bought it right back.
Yeah, they did. That was the guy actually. I was looking at that. I was like, wait a minute.
that. Oh, okay.
This is the same wallet. So yeah, they lost. That's the thing. Like they try to leverage their entire stack to try to get more coins over time, and they don't. You're just statistically, it's not, everything is against you. You don't do that after things have been oversold for weeks on end. Like, it's just the risk management there is just stupid. It's so dumb. I don't get it. Like, I really don't. But perhaps it's just lack of experience in the market. I mean, I'm sure at some point people come around, but it's with huge opportunity cost and that lost opportunity to making that money. I mean, this already happened with Bitcoin. This happened with Ethereum. And then, there's some people that learn, and then there's some people that never learn. And because of that, they don't experience what financial independence is at any point in their lifetime, because they're always caught within like 2 days at a time. They don't really zoom out and just look at the macro trends.
Yeah, and I think I remember, I want to say maybe it was like a year and a half ago, Bitcoin was it was the opposite. So we had a descending triangle, and it was multiple times it would be, hitting the floor, and then finally the floor gave out. This is the opposite. We are hitting resistance multiple times in an ascending triangle, and I don't know how you could be tempted to sell it, like you've just been saying. It's like, what'd you call it, the oh shit moment, to where it's like, okay, if you do sell it, you better get right back in, because if the train leaves, you're not getting a ticket.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So I gotta go ahead, Wasabi. Sorry.
I was just gonna say there's already plenty of buying pressure within the HEX community to absorb that supply pretty easily. I mean, if there's a buying opportunity, like, I'm buying those coins. Like, I have my long-term stack that I will always hold, and I always have like a reserve of Ethereum to the side if I see those opportunities. So ultimately, the people, if you want to sell your coins now, you have to realize that there's people that are just, quite frankly, like, they're smarter than you in this market, that have had experience in different asset classes, that are going to buy up your coins, and then they're going to dump on you at 30 to 40x the price. So this is the type of thing that's just, and I'm not even speaking like me in that scenario. Relatively speaking, there's a lot of people with a lot of economic mass that could very easily absorb a lot of the supply, they're not going to be public, like on streams or anything like that. There's all sorts of stealth buying that happens in this market through all the coins. So that's why I just say, statistically, like, you're just not going to beat it at this point at these levels. So if you're trying to optimize for like a 7 to 10% gain, your opportunity cost is, you're trying to gain 7 to 10% of your stack versus losing like 90% of it. So
One more question before we get to the Motley there. So, have you ever seen, I guess, a demand situation like this before? Because obviously, if you have like a Bitcoin or Ethereum, you have like huge holders, you have big movers, big pockets, but they're not designed to lock up supply. So, to me, with so much supply locked and the goal to, longer pays better, things like that, could that just multiply this expansion that you're talking about? Because could Hex be a very special case to where it's like, okay, this is a textbook breakout, but holy crap, with so much locked up for so long, this could be a breakout like nobody's seen. Yes.
Oh, is this for Motley?
It's
right?
directed towards you.
It was directed towards you.
Oh, gotcha. I thought for some reason I heard Motley.
No.
Yeah,
No, he wanted to ask you something, but I just wanted to get in before.
Yeah, that's what
The supply factor basically is just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it doesn't like there's already been like previous streams where certain members of the Hex community were just calculating, like, in theory, if you have this much buying pressure versus ETH or versus USD, this is how much the price can go up. And it's like, in reality, when you get these like really big expansion waves, you have a ton of buying pressure. You do have sells going into it, but the buying pressure is so massive during those impulsive waves. So right now, what we have, at least right now, is a lot of supply has already been siphoned out of the market. So there's already a lot of accumulation taking place. So what is going to happen is going to be the speculative mania that's going to come with that later on. So a lot of the supply, now that it's just not available on the market, as the price of it starts to go up, it's going to start pulling more and more people in, even just out of speculation, to start buying, because it's going to be an absolute rocket. There's going to be so much FOMO to get in on it. So, and this is despite it, like, this is going to happen over like a 2 to 3, perhaps like even a 1 month period. It could make this explosive move in just a month. That's just how big the pulse is, like, when it expands. So it's going to attract a lot of speculative trading that is going to further push up the prices, because I mean, I'm just looking at the chat on TradingView, and I won't be surprised to see them seeing, like, they'll start talking about it when Hex is at like 10 cents or something. They're like, how do I buy it? Because it's listed on there. It's everything is kind of lining up. It's just, at this point, it's really just we've hit certain milestones, and then there's just the milestones of what is going to come and what you're going to see during this next wave.
Exciting. That supply variable, or lack thereof, is, to me, the biggest underrated factor in this potential move. We have different charts and breakouts. I think Ethereum's executing a textbook breakout retest, and now that looks just primed to go. Bitcoin on the monthly is just absolutely beautiful. This one, and those don't have the lockup. I mean, take them off the market, off the exchanges, put them in gold storage or whatever, but you're also not earning interest. You aren't as incentivized to lock those coins up as you are with Hex. So yeah, sorry, Motley, I know you've been wanting to get in.
No, you're good. Mine's not as exciting as FOMO Moon Talk. So by all means, I want Wasabi to get all the good juices out there before we get into what I wanted to talk about real quick. So this was a request by Abracadabra, and just to clear up some kind of basic Hex information, but it's kind of been misconstrued by some of the community in that voice chat. So the problem is, some people think the system works one way, and then they get in the voice chat and they get to talking, and then next thing you know, you disseminate the knowledge through the entire freaking Hex main chat. So you got to be careful what you say in there. But evidently, this was an issue. People weren't fully grasping what happens when a stake ends. A lot of people think after the 2 weeks. So there's a 2 week, for the ones that don't know, there's a 2 week grace period before you start taking penalties. And then you'll start taking 1% every week for the next 2 years, until essentially your stake is completely zeroed out. Now, what a lot of people think is, as this stake continues to bleed out, that gets allocated to the stakers, the T-shares come out of the system, all this stuff. And it's not the case, right? Like a function has to be run for that to take place. So when a stake is bleeding out, those T-shares stay in the system. So they're diluting your T-shares. The penalties don't go out to the staking class until either the owner of that stake ends the stake or they good accounting it.
Yeah.
And we also, as a community, have the ability to run a good accounting as well. We can go in there, good accounting a stake that's bled out, and then once that function is run, all those penalties gets distributed to the staking class. Those T-shares come out of the system, so they're no longer diluting your T-shares. And then that's when the community, all the staking class is a recipient of those rewards. Essentially, their T-shares no longer being diluted, and all those penalties get sent out to the staker class. So there's kind of give and take depending on how big of a stake is still in the system, and let's say it's bleeding out right now, and whether or not you want it to continue to bleed out, or maybe you want to remove those T-shares from the system and you just want to go ahead and good accounting it. Me and another gentleman were talking about this morning. Evidently, it had been kind of a misconception that had been going around in the voice chat. A lot of people thought all these bleed outs are on a daily basis, are getting paid out to the staking class, which just isn't the case. So just moving forward, when you guys are talking about, just make sure that you're saying everything accurately. And I know all of us have probably misspoken on some form of HEX one way or another at some point, because we've all been learning over the past year and a half. But you need to perform some action, whether that's ending the stake or good accounting. Only the owner of the stake can end it, but good accounting, anyone, as long as you have the address, can good accounting the stake. And I believe it's called like, maybe you know this, Vince, is it like another HEX something?
I think it's another hex.win.
Yeah, another hex.win. If you could look that up and just make sure. That's where you can go and see all these addresses, and you can run the good accounting function for any of those addresses that you want. But I know Abracadabra just wanted me to clear that up for everyone.
I think Archie had a follow-up there for you.
Yeah, it's another hex.win. Sorry. Yeah.
Are these fees on good accounting or only to mint the coins? Are these fees only on good accounting?
Are there fees?
Are there fees?
Oh, are there fees? Yes, there are. Yep.
And just trying to take care of you, chat, because I know we had a question back here. Not financial advice, but it was.
Oh my god, that was some awesome chat. By the
Did
way.
you get it out, buddy? Okay.
Yeah, no, not.
Sounds like an intermission break.
I had to put a 5-month-old baby to bed and to sleep.
Yeah.
Lay down. Okay, back to streaming. Hello, guys.
Gotcha.
But I was listening the whole time, and let me tell you, that was I did have to change my pants a couple times in between.
wait until you see those charts on the replay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I gotta just do the laundry before I.
There was one that just went up and to the right. It was beautiful. Yeah,
those are the kind I like.
Straight line. Anyway, Lumaka, Andres. This was directed for looking to crypto. Of course, we don't give financial advice here, but if we're looking at charts, what price is good to buy during the weekend? A penny and a half, thanks.
We haven't hit it. We've been staying above it. So
if you're into limit orders, maybe you would put in something a little above that. Not advising anyone to do that, but if it doesn't get to that big round number, you could possibly maybe get lucky and catch a wick down for one of these big sellers. I know one of these sellers, I believe last I looked today, has been dumping pretty regularly over the past week or so. He's got 12 million left. So you throw 12 million out, that takes us down to penny 55. So that could get bought up. And then if your limit order is at penny and a half, you're not going to catch it. So and that's just for instance.
Yeah. That's the thing Cabana was saying, right? Like it's a psychology thing with round numbers like that. That's what everyone's going to be looking to buy at. So it's not just you looking to buy at 1.5 cents. Everyone else and their mother is. So like you said, you might want to place a limit order a little bit above that. And then there's going to be a group of people that are doing that as well. So good luck.
So you might want to go a little bit lower.
just like your stakes, you may want to ladder it up,
And it's a perspective thing, right? Because look, you're literally trying to figure out just like we're at a difference of like 1/10 of a cent. Like look at the long picture. HEX is a long-term hold. Think about where HEX is going to be at the end of this year. Just buy it now. You'll be fine.
Pennies in front of a freight train.
It's much more advantageous to buy it now, or we never hit that and you just never bought. So There you go. There's some advice for you. Buy it now.
Yeah.
I don't care. Come sue me. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No, I do agree though that it is minor details, and whether you get a half of a fraction of a penny off or whatever. It's just buy the thing.
Yeah, one more thing to think about, and again, no financial advice here, but are you really going to worry about a tenth of a penny if HEX ever hits 50 cents or $1 one day? Nitpicking like that could very well cost you if in the event things happen to unfold like LookIntoCrypto was saying with the chart and the train leaving the station. So what's worse, you paying an extra tenth of a penny, or the train leaves the station and the feeling that you have just there, like watching it go and getting smaller and smaller and smaller?
Oh, that's the worst.
That is the worst feeling. Like I would pay the extra to not feel that.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Good point.
Just take all my money so I don't have to feel that feeling.
Wales only was talking about this, right? So like imagine someday HEX gets to $10, right? And let's say you bought at 1 cent. So if you bought at 1 cent, that's going to be what, 1,000x return on your money at the 1 cent mark. All right, we're now set at the 1.5 cent mark. So you're looking, I don't know, like 600 something X. Okay. So you wait till 2 cents, you're looking at 500X. Let's say we start to break out and we're at 3 cents and you missed your opportunity to buy. Now you're getting 333X of your return. So that rate ramps up. And just those few tenths that you waited to try to buy on, you start losing on 10s, 20s, 30, 40, 50X opportunity just because you wanted to fight over a tenth of a cent. Time to move on and make your buy.
Talk about that, man. When Wasabi, you're saying that same thing. What people think is a 10% advantage is actually like that's what they're looking at in this moment at this price floor. But like where we will be, if you really have that foresight, you just lost 90%.
God damn it! Everyone's buying before. About to go grab my laptop.
Blame you, Motley. Blame yourself.
I blame Wasabi.
Yeah, because really when you're trying to get as Kurkowski and Cabana and Motley mentioned, when you're looking at those small time frames, all you're really doing is you're just gambling upon a couple people that are just changing hands, like the traders, I should say, that are just changing hands with each other, and over time, the amount of coins that they're changing hands with each other is going down. So 4-hour time frames, that's not really my thing, I guess. I don't try to predict things on really small time frames. I just look at where things ultimately are headed over longer periods of time, because that's the only thing that matters.
Yep.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, the schizophrenia you have to be able to actually like make the same kind of life-changing gains that you can make just by trading 10% swings is insane. It's a level of a frenetic level of existence that like I don't think any human. I mean, I'm not a hummingbird, man. I'm not supposed to operate at that kind of level, that frequency. So I think it's not good for anybody to do. Especially if you like are like taking your time to invest like in a project, and before you actually put your money in, you're actually investing your time to learn about it. And so like if you're actually taking your time, energy, effort, learning about something to own it for a week or two or a couple months, it's like how is that? How are you effectively using your time even? That doesn't. Yeah. I've been talking the same thing about HEX for like over a year now, and it's there's this evergreen content because the system doesn't change. Like this is all this. It's not the price stuff obviously does, but like how the system works, no, that all is not changing. It's good information to know on top of a system I believe in. Why wouldn't you? That seems like a no-brainer.
No brainer.
Yeah. If I had to pick where to spend more time, like if you're buying today, I would spend more energy figuring out how the staking works, and just with PulseChain coming up, because there's the gas fees on Ethereum, blah blah blah. I would personally spend more energy figuring out the long-term mechanics, what it means if you're staking later on PulseChain, which there's going to be more information. Richard tweeted about that recently. There's going to be more information in I think he said about a month from now on PulseChain. So
Nice.
I think it's I think you're better off just figuring out, your long-term plan. Just understand the gas fees, things like that. There's going to be a solution for that with that Richard has in mind.
Just tell them to buy now and that it's financial advice. That's all you got to do. You can thank us later.
Oh man. Oh shit, I had a thought and I lost it. Anyway. So moving on just a little bit, and we can circle back whenever we want. But anybody have a favorite video out of the 4 that Richard put out this couple days ago?
I really like that.
All of them.
All of them are pretty good.
That second one.
Yeah, the second one is like it's the most whimsical one for sure, and I like that about it. It's, for me personally, enjoyable, and especially if you know community members and stuff, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't know. The third one looks more like the new cutting edge crypto one.
yeah, that looks like an ICO show. I was just
That's about the only thing I don't like is all the other logos, though. But I mean, I guess it does.
That's right. It focuses on the one that matters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I think I can see why A is generally liked. It's to the point. It's concise. It really gets the matter, across the people that.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're all really well done, and I thoroughly enjoyed all of them.
I thought that was A in like the lead overall. I can't remember which one was the most in the lead.
Just a lot of people saying A.
Yeah, that's
A.
what I thought.
Some C, some D. Yeah, but A. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Cool. Moving along.
So we can argue about the logo or what, man?
That's next, man. Hold on.
You mean the rocket pop? I love it. Rocket pop colors.
Yeah, that's right. It's somewhere between Rocket Pop, a little Facebook Messenger, a little, I like it though. I like it. It's kind of inverted in different cool colors than. Here we go.
Bam. All right. So I guess I'll speak my piece first. I voted for the one on the right solely because there's less. It feels like less hex and more of its own entity, which I like that. I see. Like
there's a fucking hexagon in there.
Exactly. but it's already there. Like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But you have the hexagon with more of the color, and it's like, okay, that's to me, that's like kind of over the top and could be triggering to, those, volatile souls out there.
It'll trigger them one way or the other. I think the one on the left next to the hex logo together, when they're both the 1 and 2 cryptocurrency, it's gonna look very nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I think it's gonna look very nice. Top 2.
While we're talking about this, chat, put in right or left. I'm just curious. I think well, we can see the answer there.
I see your point, Cabana. I see your point. I get where you're coming from. Now, me being the lover of hex that I am, the large fan of that cryptocurrency that me myself feel, I have to go with the one that reminds me more of it. But now that I'm looking at it, it does also have somewhat of a Pokeball kind of look to it. I don't know.
Chat's pretty split.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm watching it scroll by. Yeah.
Everyone put left or right so we can get a
keep putting it in chat. Sorry, Kurk, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I see your point. I see your. I'm not saying I agree because I still like the left one better. But
I think they both look great in either light or light or dark background. But yeah, I like blue too, and I don't know. I just it just gets away a little bit.
It's freaking America on the left. It's red, blue, and white. Come on.
This is America's token.
It's fucking America's token. I can see the slogan now.
Make tokens great again, America.
America. Rocket pop on us. Let's go.
You got to look into crypto.
I would say I'm a bigger fan of the left.
All right.
That's right.
Anyway, Vince.
Yeah.
It's settled.
No, I'm kidding. All right. So you were left as well. Brizology left. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I know Coffee made a good point too. The one on the left is kind of like oxygenated blood going to deoxygenated blood, and then that ties in with the pulse as well. So I thought that was kind of
Yeah, I thought that was creative of him.
Okay.
yeah.
See, I like that. I
Yeah,
like
see,
that.
meanwhile, there's no
Something,
oxygen in that other one. You're fucked. I want our token to have some life support.
There's a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just a
true.
pulse. That's all
just
you
a
need.
little bit. Yeah, it's
Just
fading
a
away.
pulse.
So
Have a
That's
pulse.
by design as well. So
Yeah, I preferred the one on the left too. For me, there's a little bit of extra, like the one on the right kind of reminds me of one of the copycats, which I won't mention. Their color scheme was pretty similar to that. So yeah, it just kind of rose me the wrong way a little bit. So
I mean, just close your eyes and open them real quick and see where you're drawn to first, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like most of you, even if you prefer the one on the right, I bet you your eye is drawn to the one.
oh
on the
yeah,
left.
that's just natural. I agree with
So
you.
I think you should even that on that merit alone. I think
Yeah.
the left makes a better logo because you want to go to where your eye goes first. And I think it's the left.
Yeah, I was going to make a
Hospital chain.
comment
America.
about what's hospital chain there. Yeah, I mean, that
America.
fits. I mean, and there is something about the pulse and the vitality and a little bit of redness in there too. I feel it. Feeling the left one. I'm sticking with it. I feel.
Yeah,
I hear you,
lots.
Cabana.
Lots and lots of comments here. Good ones. More subtle is better. All right.
It's good. It's good for
Right.
the algorithm, I hear.
With just a little more purplish would be optimal. All right. So we're like talking some gradients here. Briz likes the idea of the left, the glow of the pulse, I guess. I'm assuming you're talking about left. Archie, my man. See what's up. He knows what's up. That's my thinking anyway. Shift a few degrees so the pulse goes up and to the right. Yeah, what was I thought I might have seen Richard say something about that. Was there a reason?
There was ones in the chat that was like the first line of it started out with the pulse going up and to the right.
That was just like a placeholder he like had on there or something.
Yeah.
Right needs to brighten up a bit, and it's good. Purple to lighter blue. Overall, it's too dark. I can see that as well.
As long as it makes me money, I'm good.
Yeah, but yeah, Hexander, it'll go out of style, but like just like everything else, every 10 years it'll come back in style again. So yeah, you know, just
Look at this. We're already
Just gotta play it
creating
around.
factions based off a freaking stupid logo.
I blame Vince.
Oh,
Vince is
man.
doing.
It's Vince's tweet.
Yeah.
He started it all. But yeah. All right. So what else we got here? I think we're like actually moving faster than what I thought. Oh, so I wanted to I saw a Motley tweet here. Just wanted to
Oh yeah.
bring that one up. So Vegas, man, are you down?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I think I haven't put in for leave, but there's no reason for me not to go. I'm just trying to figure out what hotel I want to stay at.
I'm unsure as to if I'm going or not, but I was just curious as to who here is going or thinking about it or
Going.
I may be coming stateside for this adventure.
might be. No expectation.
We need a yes or a no, everyone. no half-assing in Hex. Are you staked or are you unstaked?
Oh, I'm very staked.
All right, so I'll see you there.
I already have a penthouse booked. I'm coming.
Exactly.
All right.
Nice.
It's already
It's
the plane
it's binary
tickets
here.
done.
Hexander's going to be
you'll
there
see me
trolling
there.
everyone.
On
Yep.
the right.
You'll find me around there somewhere.
Man, Hexander's really bent on it being the one on the right.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm only hanging out with the people that like the logo on the left. So
Damn.
Hey, we got deep, Wake Dog. Daggum.
Dang, yeah.
Wow.
But hey,
That's interesting.
yeah, that's I guess special
glad you're
meaning to
still
you, man.
here, bud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know my dad's got a pulse maker too.
That's what we should start calling them.
Yeah, so I believe the reason I
pacemakers.
brought that up.
Okay.
No, I like what you said. I was just gonna leave it there.
Pulse maker.
Got pulses on the brain.
So the reason I brought that up, Motley, is I believe your Twitter verbiage was you were looking to ball out. So do you have any?
No.
Do you have any?
Did I put that? I think someone said, "What do you want to do? Do you want to ball out on a scale 1 to 3?" I think was what someone. I think it was Wendy's Tendies or whatever freaking said that shit. I don't know.
So do you have like a list of top choices that
I still have to go back and look at the thread and do more research. Essentially, like I think I prefer the younger crowd, just have a good time at night. So anything like club scene, which I think people were saying Cosmo. And then like there was one other one that's kind of like the younger nightlife scene. And then
gonna go to one of those pool parties.
Yeah, I was about to say. And then one of them has like the best pool and
like
pool
Wet
parties.
Republic or something like that.
I don't know if it was that.
I used to know all this stuff.
One. Yeah, but whatever one's got like the best pool and pool parties, that might be an option as well too. So I need to get some sun. I'm feeling pretty pale. So a nice pool party would be pretty dope. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. And then if Maddie gets a group rate too, I'll check that out as well. We'll see. Nice. It's gonna be fun.
I got some thoughts in mind.
Share them so we can stalk you.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean,
he's already talking penthouses. So
yeah. We got.
That's the problem with like a penthouse though, because when you're in Vegas, like you're out 9 times, like you're out most of the time. So you come back to crash, and then that's about it. So.
Yeah,
it's just good.
I mean, I gotta have enough space for my bodyguard, my driver, and my lawyer that all have to come along with me. You know,
I'm gonna ask them if they can take my Ferrari up to the top floor and just park it next to me.
That's right. There you go.
See if they can do that.
Oh man! All right, well, time's flying, man, and we're getting through a lot of this material, which is awesome. What do I have here next?
I think that other things that could be cool, Matt. Like I've as the Cirque du Soleil thing in Vegas could be cool if you're looking for a daytime show thing. There's some of that shit that's actually pretty interesting. But really, I want to go get on those badass cars. So I want to go take a Lambo out on the track and friggin'
nice.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. No,
or get a tank and drive over cars.
Yeah, that you can also do that at the same facility. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so next up. I think this whole thing is badass. Just in terms, not like cool. He's got a website with his name. Awesome. But if you as a personality are going to go on a Lex Friedman and perhaps put yourself out there more, get out in front of it. And he is just, he's got the marketing mind, man. And this is just absolutely fantastic. It's clean. The site, it's, I'm sure more is going to be added to it, but it just highlights, all the freaking good he's done over the years with the videos and everything else. I just think this is, part of the genius of this whole thing. And I'm so glad that he did this. Any takes on this one?
Yeah, it's great. It's nice to have all his achievements kind of consolidated on one website now. So like you said, with the Lex Friedman situation, when we're going to those higher caliber of interviews, we can just simply put a link and then they can look at Richard for themselves and see all his achievements, accomplishments. And I'm like, wow, this really would be a great interview. This fits what we want to do. And wham, bam, easy day. I like the concept, what he's trying to do here.
Yeah. And I've said it, like, I say this all the time. This is the Richard I prefer, not this one. But this is the baller founder of crypto. I realize the top hat in his personality, and he's done this for years, so it's never going to change. But this is strut, man. I mean, he just looks like $1 million, and that's just so cool. And like you were saying, Motley, it'll be an easy resource for the community. As we, discuss and, talk to new people and onboard and be like, oh, who is this guy? Scammer, blah, blah, blah. And be like, go here, check this guy out. You tell me, what you think.
Yeah. I mean, just having him do some of these bigger, I mean, like whether it be Lex or whether it be even Harry Dent, like, I mean, any of these people that are like notable figures that like my parents and their folks have like heard of before is pretty kick-ass. I mean, Lex is somebody that like people that I know that are more our age I've heard of, but I think that all that is great because you can refer them to that stuff that they're already they're already like aware of that personality. You know, ideally a Joe Rogan interview one day would be fantastic. You know, like whatever, that kind of stuff. The more of that, the better. You know, it makes because right now you're like I have to pick out like oh, if you're gonna here's depending on the person, I have like 3 different videos that I can like. This is a good Richard one to start with, but
real quick, Cabana. This is kind of it's a decent segue into. Do you mind if I share my screen for the shout out I got for Richard today? For interview.
Do it,
hopefully
because
set up. Okay.
I'm running a little low here, so
okay.
I need to. Yeah.
All right, so let me get this set up. All right, so you can just go ahead and share mine. So guys, if you remember Richard Hart on one of the streams, he mentioned when he started showing us his watch collection, he showed us all his different watches.
Chris Blais?
No, this is actually a different one. This is where he first mentioned he wanted to go on stream with a guy. He's an Irish guy called Nico that does these watch reviews. They're pretty hilarious. You guys should definitely go check him out. So I'm just going to play the quick clip where he mentions it. And then today, Nico was doing a live stream. So I super chatted him about Richard Hart. I was like, hey, Richard Hart, billionaire entrepreneur, would love to do an interview with you. And so he kind of went off on it. And then Richard and I direct messaged him because he seemed very interested in doing an interview. So I'll just show these 2 clips real quick for everyone.
Funny English dude, Nico something. Irish dude. Oh, he's fucking hilarious. Just gonna waste your time watching watch videos. His shit is hilarious. Nico something. Can't remember his last name. Fucking funny watch videos. He's hilarious. Should do a live stream with his ass. Hey, you know what? Get me you fuckers watching. You.
Motley.
Particularly the go message Nico, the watch guy, the Irish watch guy. I want to do a video with him. And I'll show him my watch collection, which consists of like 3 watches, 2 Rollies and 1 yet to be named, which is sick as fuck. My 3rd watch is sick as fuck. So he'll like it.
All right. So that was the clip they put out to us. So I was out walking today and I noticed that Nico was doing a live stream. So and this is something you guys can all do, right? You can super chat these guys for $5 or $10, and normally they'll read out your comments. And he got pretty into this comment where I sent him a comment about Richard doing an interview with him.
Richard Dennis.
Whoa, hold up. Let me see. Why'd that not go? Video is private. What the heck? Ah,
That's a bummer.
Oh man.
How is it private? It was a live stream. We're like, all right, technical difficulties. I'll come back and see if I can get that while we continue on. Damn, that sucks. All right, shoot. Well, that was anticlimactic.
That's all right.
And I was actually, I haven't burned the video. I was going to burn the video too and put something out, but okay, now I have to go figure out why that live stream is no longer up. Damn it.
You better not exit scam this interview.
Sorry, guys, to leave you on the climax.
It's like we just got rug pulled.
Yeah, you got like rug pulled on the 13th pulse. Like, sorry.
I'm good with that. If I got 13 in, it's all right. It's still
yeah, you can't complain too much.
I get like 6 in, it's a win. Yeah.
Damn it, motherfucker. Okay. Now I'm curious why that's not on there anymore.
Me too. Very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, it is gone.
That would be good. That would be cool though. I'm still in thoroughly enjoying the watch video that Richard just did with Blech. That was
Yo, he unblocked me. That was cool.
It's strangely in the past couple days there's some reasonability in him that I feel like.
Yeah, maybe he's starting to like Hex a little bit more. Or maybe he's not getting enough interaction on his posts, so he unblocked us all.
He's like, man, I really liked all these likes and comments.
Yeah, I like this
nice.
Twitter interaction. Maybe I shouldn't block the entire Hex community.
Wow, he unblocked me too. Huh.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a good day.
I bet you that's what it is. He's just like, man, I'm just not getting enough likes and interactions on my tweets anymore. He's like, let me unblock those 20,000 hexagons.
There's a couple comments that he made, maybe because he knew he was unblocking them, that he made these comments that weren't like, it wasn't directly about Hex, but it was like, It's like some level of admission that the entire market is a fucked place, you know, and that like that it's not like Hex is like some manipulative piece of shit, you know. It's really not.
Damn, that live video is gone. That's weird. I wonder if he just pulls down his live videos.
Were you looking for a second one?
Fuck, I should have ripped it when I had a chance. Damn it. Yeah, sorry, Cabana. I kind of left everyone on a cliffhanger. Like I went to go to the video, it's like no longer available. It looks like they took down the live stream.
Did you leave it up from when it was still streaming? Because I know that sometimes it disappears, and then once it actually gets then
it'll appear again.
Yeah, well, once the replay actually gets uploaded to YouTube, it ends up being a different link. So
let me.
It might just be that.
But yeah, continue to go on with whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will continue to go on with whatever. I had a couple more things here while you look for that. So let's see what this one is. Oh, yeah. Was this earlier today? Or it could have been. No, yeah, it was earlier this morning. So T.me PulseChain.com is on the front of HEX.com. PulseChain.com will have secret features which can't be disclosed just yet. Cheaper, faster, higher throughput. Fee burning is just the start. We hope to release details by the end of the month. So let the speculation on this begin. What kind of secret features could there be?
I'm telling you, you have to have T-shares to be able to be a validator for that one.
I'm hoping it has something to do with T-shares. I mentioned that earlier. I think that would be hopefully like kind of like the ultimate nod to your.
But at the same time, you still can't like give it all to. Like,
not.
I know the large whales like Overwatch. He's a known whale that's been in the voice chat a lot. It kind of expresses concern with just going to the stakers because him and some of his friends and other people that have used
legally can't stake, right?
Yeah, that have bought through like entities like companies can't actually stake. So I know a lot of them are like kind of like, hey, and I know they've been in direct talks with Richard evidently, or at least according to them. So I'd be surprised if it's strictly just for stakers, because some of the bigger players in our system that have bought through entities that can't stake. So I don't know if that's 100% the route we'll go. I know John Wick came up with like a good idea where maybe you get like a slightly extra incentive if you stake like I don't know, you might get 1.5 or something of this if it's staked HEX or what have you. There's probably a bunch of different ways you can ladder it out or do cool game theory, but I know a lot of the big whales in the system, they bought through corporate entities that can't stake, so it might not be advantageous for us to be like staked or nothing, you know. So
no, that's true.
I wasn't going.
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
I think
I'll go one further.
Nod. Yeah.
I'll give you one further, man. I'd love for him to airdrop this shit to Ethereum holders too. I think that it doesn't have to be like, again, percentage based.
We paid them enough. They've got enough.
We're
gotten
away
from
them,
us.
I know, man, but we want to bring them along if we can. Just like we wanted to bring the Bitcoin holders along if we can.
Yeah, but that didn't work out, you know.
Or yeah.
I think we're gonna have a lot of interchange.
So what's the harm though?
So.
What's the harm though of not giving out any free coins to people?
Yeah. Well,
if you're gonna go, I'm fine.
If you're gonna go that far, then instead of airdrop, why not make it like a free claim process so that they?
That's what I want. That's what I want. It's a free.
The ones that want it will do the work, and then
they want to interact.
Maybe
I mean, it's just like anything else, you know. Like if you go to the jewelry store and you are if they get you to try on a piece of jewelry or to take something out of the case, if you interact with the fucking system, then like chances are you're a lot more likely to buy when it's already on you than when you're just walking by. You know, it's the same thing. Like if somebody is willing to play with the system, I mean, that's great. I'm sure there is some Bitcoin way. Like, do you think that Roger Ver would have a big bag of HEX right now if like his wasn't free claimed to him? Maybe, but he probably wouldn't have been as incentivized to buy to get more if he didn't get free claimed a whole bunch. You know, I mean, I think there's definitely people in the system that are not. There's at least 3% of Bitcoin holders that are that are, willing to have an open mind, and I think that there's actually even more Ethereum holders. I think that there's 10% of Ethereum holders that have an open mind, and I'd love to bring them all along with.
Yeah, I think the conversion rate would definitely be higher just because of the nature of Ethereum versus Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you there at all. I think your original thought with the T-shares and mine, I'm not saying go all or nothing, but I'm saying if HEX is the staking coin, you're doing this, to lower fees. And, I'm not just saying, anybody can go out and buy a bag before some snapshot, if that were even to be announced. I am also in agreement with Motley to where Richard's such a smart marketer that this will be an event. And it's kind of exciting, kind of like, I'm not expecting big payday-ish kind of thing, but being the marketer that he is, would not surprise me to have an event attached to it. So
why not have two big payday type events in the whole system in general? One that is the event of actually claiming your coins, and then another one on the new system, for those who played along with the first year of it, Just a thought. I'm not saying that that's all. You don't even have to really make the first one be a thing. It's just free claiming your coins in general will be like something that will drive the price up because people will feel the FOMO of wanting to get in. That I could see.
Feel the FOMO.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. The chat was feeling it earlier.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess, what do you say, 30 days, like a month or so, we'll have more. And it's going to be like this whole new news phase again. So we're going to have HEX price, all that to talk about, parallel with the upcoming Pulse hype. There's going to be no shortage of news this year. It's just when you think, we're past big payday and, that's all well and good, and we can rest for a bit. No, it's crypto, man. So, and this is HEX, and we got multiple things going on. This year is going to be so exciting, and already way more exciting than what I was planning on it to be. So,
yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hype cycle is just getting started, and that's the thing too. I'm interested to see what happens. It's like HEX is already set up for such huge price appreciation. You don't even need to make wild, ridiculous claims about Pulse. You could be like, it's just a blockchain to reduce fees, and it still is going to do fantastic, I think.
Nice. All right. Well, I have one more little item here, and then we'll get to some easy trivia to close the show with a full list of participants here. And chat, you are welcome to participate in that as well. Easy trivia, or as some here say on the show,
it can be hard.
Who can't get some of these right? Some of these, I'll even do a little teaser. The first round is a Richard Hart round. So anyway,
nice.
So last thing,
we don't go out on that one.
Trying to keep you guys around. All right. So last thing is the staking percentage. So we've seen it go, up and down, up and down. I think, especially the gyrations with the whale stake, if you will. And we went back down. I think it was like 9.5, something like that, maybe. And now we just hit, I think yesterday we were back to 9.8%. There was a 600 million plus stake that ended stake today, and that brought us down to 9.7. So
I think that was the OA too, wasn't it?
Well, that is my next question here. So I was going to direct it maybe towards Kurk.
Oh, my bad. Here, let me just.
But do you think, because I believe the last major good accounting we had was in the 600 million range, and do you believe that there is the OA has a set stake percentage target that when we approach it, say above 9.8%, which is when the last good accounting event happened, that once we reach a certain threshold, we might see another round of good accounting to keep the numbers going in the system with the payouts and whatnot? Pure speculation, of course.
That's total. Yeah, I mean, like, it's totally lovely speculation. I think that makes a lot of sense. That they would like to have some area of effect to be able to keep it where it needs to, where they believe it needs to be. I mean, to be competitive right now, being able to offer people 13% on short stakes and 40+% on long stakes is necessary. And I think that as long as that is, then they'll keep that ratio around there. And like, you see those spikes in the system, in the chart of expiring stakes that shows, that are big OA stakes, that they have the ability to unstake and good account things, or mint them, or like you said, or they could just they could stake again if they decide that they have staking percentage. If we come into a time where a bear market happens and a lot of people get wrecked on a lot of these other interest earning platforms, which we're already kind of seeing. I mean, BlockFi and is reducing rates, and I know crypto.com has reduced rates a bunch too, not as much, but I mean, they're definitely reducing rates. And so when the rates get reduced to more reasonable standards, I think that you can, and HEX appreciates to reasonable levels, I think that the OA might stake more to balance that out properly. To whatever they believe proper, whatever they, I think that's a possibility.
And that would be another boost in market cap, correct?
Yeah, whenever they decide to mint the coins, so like, that's the thing, is if they stake the coins and reduce your earnings, they also reduce the market cap effects, so that's something that like, you get less, and it looks like HEX is reduced market cap, that's not entirely the case, so
yeah. And I think those big stakes that you're referring to are the ones we can see here, pretty
correct.
Yep.
Spread out. So yeah.
Back when the OA was staking.
The OG days. Yep. Oh yeah.
It's funny. I mean, that is still a tiny supply, portion compared to what they're holding. It's really not much.
Yep. All right, gents. Well, any other takes? Look into crypto, Vince, on staking OA, stake percentage, where you see it going. Anything else before we get into some easy trivia?
So the point that you guys just brought up, as far as rates potentially reducing on other platforms, is really interesting. I have not thought about that, because that's actually a great point. Like, through some of the other platforms that just have, you have lending platforms for like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Once the bear market comes, at a certain point, the interest rates are going to hit like a trough during that period of time, whereas this is going to have a consistent payout during that period of time. So it's going to be really interesting. We're still, that's still not for a while, but now I never thought about that before. So that's a really, really interesting one that's going to come up during the next, which could be still could be a year or two out, but before the next like real bear market.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing HEX is its own Federal Reserve, and we all have the money printers.
That's right. One parting question for Look Into Crypto: does your HEX TA, you might have covered this already, analysis line up with the ETH price chart since inception?
So for the HEX price, since it's in its first market cycle, the only fractals that you can really try to apply to the chart is Ethereum's first cycle. You won't be able to do, let's say, a comparison of Ethereum's current price versus HEX, just because Ethereum is now a cycle ahead of HEX. So I'm mostly just looking at a snapshot of what's previously at least happened in the market, and then just comparing that snapshot to that first cycle snapshot, and then does that first cycle snapshot mirror over nicely to HEX? And so far, the price chart for HEX is actually a more aggressive version of that snapshot right now.
Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks for the chat or
right,
question
now,
there, Piston.
Give me some questions, Cabana. Let's do this.
Anybody has a question directly for Big Kirk, put it in there.
No, not like that. I mean,
No
like, I'm ready for
trivia.
this trivia.
He said
Oh
trivia.
my goodness! All right, well,
He's
let's-
ready to get out.
let's. We're gonna close the show with some easy trivia. Motley, I think of this group, you've won perhaps the most. Have you won a couple times? Or just...
I won twice, and then I think I came second the last one.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Or was
Vince,
did Alan win?
You've lost the most, right? No, just kidding.
I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah.
Vince holds the distinction of going out on the first round more than anyone, I believe. So
At least I'm first in something.
Yeah, still a title.
that's right. All right. So we're going to wrap here. Easy trivia. We'll go around the room to determine this week's champion. It's quite easy. Well, it's supposed to be easy. Looking to crypto. he might be, just hustling
Okay.
over there,
He's
laying
shaking
back.
right
Yeah. All right. So all of our participants, put yourselves in private chat because we're going to open this
that's right.
up to audience participation as well. Some of these
Give the
questions
answers.
will go faster. If they're easier, the hard ones will definitely go slower. So I'm definitely curious on your answers on
Oh, we
those.
got hard ones now? Shoot.
Well, they get harder as you go along. My goal is to try to get you out of the first round, and that's why we have a Richard Hart round for the first round. So,
I like
Motley, are you ready?
I'm ready. Maybe.
Ignore imposters of Satoshi Nakamoto is a bullet point on richardhart.com. What fake Toshi did Richard Hart confront in person?
Craig Wright.
Ding, ding. See? Easy trivia. Easy trivia. On to Vince. Vince,
Yeah.
which of these is not an official Richard Hart self-help video? How to start a business. How to give better apologies. How to fix democracy. How to achieve a 14 pulse orgasm. How to quit video games.
It would be the 14 pulse orgasm one.
Very good, Vince. Very good.
That was too obvious.
Easy trivia. Easy trivia. Trying to get you out of the first round. Big Kirk. After HEX, Richard has said he would like to pursue and invest in what space?
Medical research, longevity technology.
Very good. Very good. And look into crypto. What is the name of the chain that will be Richard's fork of Ethereum?
That would be PulseChain.
Very good. All right. See, we all made it out of the first round, and now we're going.
Yeah.
All right.
Now it's real.
Now it's getting to the real stuff. We are going to do in the spirit. We just did in the spirit of richardhart.com launching. Those round of questions. Now, Major League Baseball had its opening day yesterday.
Oh God.
God.
Gross.
It's
cares
not.
about
It's
baseball
we're not
besides
talking
Cabana?
players here. Relax, relax.
Go Cubs.
We'll start with Motley Investor. What bird is the mascot of Toronto's baseball team?
God. So I don't know. It's I can think of two bird teams. God, which one do I? Red or blue? God damn it. Let's go with Blue Jays.
Is that your final answer?
I could switch to Cardinals. Yeah, but I have to go to the bathroom even if I'm wrong, so I'll stick with Blue Jays.
Well, you have to go to the bathroom at some point, but not yet.
Oh, nice.
Very good, very good, very
I
good.
was like, Blue Jays.
Good
or
job, chat.
Cardinals?
Good job, chat.
All right, I'm still taking that bathroom break. Good luck, everyone.
I'll take time asking the questions. Vince, what bird is the mascot of Baltimore's baseball team?
I was trying to say. I thought there was.
I think there's 3 bird teams, but
Uh,
Baltimore bird.
man.
Hexander's having a bad day.
I think it's the Ravens.
The correct answer.
He was right.
the Orioles.
Almost. It's just the wrong ball. It's the ball. Baltimore Ravens. You're right. It's the Ravens, but it's the NFL team. It's like a 7-point touchdown.
7-point touchdown. What's up, Wales? What's up?
What's going on?
Oh my god.
Guys, I heard we switched over to football.
The bird was the Oriole.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I'll be honest. Except for that team, I don't even know I haven't seen an Oriole.
I remember the mascot now, but yeah, I would have not gone there.
All right.
I don't think I've said that word unless I'm talking about that baseball team ever in my life.
Kirk, what big cat is the mascot of Detroit's baseball team?
The Tigers.
Good job. Look into crypto. What big fish is the mascot of Miami's baseball team?
Swordfish. That's not a good answer.
No. It's similar, I think, but not it. Oh, wait, we giving him another guess? Shit.
Valiant Brand says the Dolphins. You guys, you're out, Brand. So.
That's
We're
all
all
perfectly not a fish. It's a mammal.
Am I even allowed to? There's a couple hints in the chat, so
You're not supposed to be in the chat.
All right, you're disqualified. All right.
We literally told you to switch over from chat. It's the Marlins, right?
The correct answer is
Yeah. Close to a swordfish, but different fish.
Close. Mm-hmm.
not
You have a sword
not salmon.
Yeah,
What?
Miami
That's gonna be a
Salmons.
I like Brand's Miami Dolphins better.
Salmons. Anyways, let's.
I like looking at cryptos like, hey, can I take these hits from the chat? Oh, man.
No, you may not.
So someone wants to join in, I guess.
All right.
Well, this is falling apart quick.
Yeah. Okay.
Man.
All right. Well, let's try something new. All right, we have 2 left here, and in the spirit of the little one coming in on Kirk there, let's do some cereal mascots.
Okay.
Ooh, I just had some cinnamon toast crunch churro style. I'd never had that before, by the way. Side note, fantastic product. Cinnamon toast crunch, the kind without the shrimp tails.
I need you to only do my favorite cereals, please.
Yeah. And Cryptomatic, yes, it does have a sword, but they aren't the Miami swordfish. They are the Miami.
The Marlins.
But yes, I do see your point.
Marlins have a larger sale.
DJ Cryptomatic also runs some excellent sets. If you are into
Yes, he does.
excellent music, and
Go check him out on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to watch the hex chart pump to what he's putting out, it's awesome.
Nice.
So
I like it.
Yeah, check him out on Twitch. All right. Excuse me. Here we go. Cereal mascot trivia. Motley, what is the name of the mascot for Frosted Flakes?
Tony the Tiger.
Tony
They're
the
great.
Tiger. You want to do the slogan?
No, I'm good. They're awful. No, just kidding.
They're great.
They're great.
All right. All right. To stay
me
in it,
something
Big
fun.
Kirk. In chat, I'd love to see if you know your cereals as well. What is the name?
Vince.
What is the name of the mascot for Fruit Loops?
Oh.
Toucan Sam.
Very good. Very good.
Vince in the private chat, guys, was like, what can
I
we
can
do
do
cereal
cereal-
mascots before baseball?
I can do cereal mascots all day.
I feel you, Vince. I feel you. I'm right there with you. I just got lucky.
All right, fine. We'll do 2 more. Motley, what's the name of the mascot for Lucky Charms?
Fuck. What? He's got.
Oh, I could do this all day. Huh?
Well, no.
I said that. That was me that said that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Lucky Charms. What is his name? Damn. Yeah, I don't know that one. Leprechaun? I don't fucking know. I hope you get yours wrong, Big K. I don't know. I didn't know that damn dude had a name.
Vince, do you know the answer?
That's a tough one.
I always just called it a leprechaun. I don't know
Yeah,
if he had an
like,
actual
I
name.
didn't know he had a name.
His
What the
name
fuck?
is the cereal, Lucky the Leprechaun.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't even know that.
I did get his
Honestly, I
last
didn't know
name.
that. But if you were gonna put me on the spot,
I
and
think
ask
he
me,
says his name
what's
in the
the
commercial.
name
Or did-
of this leprechaun right here in front of me, I'm going with Lucky. I'm just saying. That's
I
what
think
I'm
I got his last name. So.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
for the
every
win.
leprechaun's last name.
For the win, Big Kirk to take it home. What are the names of the mascots
Oh,
for
Oh boy.
I got it.
Rice Krispies?
Oh my gosh! Snap, crackle, and pop, man.
Boom! Snap,
Yes.
crackle, pop.
Snap, crackle, and pop. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. Oh man, let me tell you, Rice Krispie treats. Whatever happened to the Rice Krispie treats cereal? You know, that's what I want to use my winter circle time to say is bring back more Rice Krispie treats cereal. That stuff was delicious. Like I said, also a fan of the churro cereal. What other great cereals are there? Cookie Crisp. Don't get enough of that anymore.
Cinnamon Toast
I could talk
Crunch.
to you. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah, well, that's
That's-
what the churros are. The churros, it's like giant Cinnamon Toast Crunches in churro form. They're incredible. It's mind blowing. Yeah, Cookie Crisps. Yes. Oh man, there's so many great ones.
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. Oh well, Captain Crunch is a fantastic fan of. I'm a fan of that. It's like a too much. You know, we've all eaten too many bowls of Captain Crunch and torn up the roof of our mouth. That's something that I don't know if you've ever done that, but let me tell you, it's unpleasant. Only have one bowl at a time, folks out there. It's a PSA as well as a winner's circle talk. Thank you to all my fans. I'm hearing my door knock, so not only am I going to win on this one, but I'm also going to exit scam on everybody right now. So thank you, Cabana. This has been a fantastic, Friday stream, and man, the knocking is getting louder. I will bid you all adieu.
They're
Your
coming
champion.
for you.
They're coming for me. Later, y'all. This has been lots of fun, gentlemen. I'll see y'all soon.
All right, see Kirk.
All right, gents. Well, that about wraps it up. Hex price as we're coming to a close, $1.65. So yeah, we've just held that throughout stream. Any just fun speculation on when we could break that 2 penny mark? Are we going to
Next
churn
week.
here a bit next week?
Yep.
Okay, holding you to it, bud.
Go for next week, yeah. Sounds good.
Depends on how many of these liquid guys get out. Like I said, there was one wallet that I was watching. He's got 12 million. He just looks ready to dump. So any of you guys have limit orders or are looking to buy, that might be a good time, but somebody might front run it and send the price up for him to sell into. So you just never know. So
I said we break out next week, 3 to 5 cents end of the month.
I like it. Let's do this to close. Vince, what do you got? Next week and end of month.
Next week, I'll say 0.021, and then end of month. Wow, I'll say 3 cents.
Nice. Look into crypto. Any just fun speculation next week and end of month?
I'll say next week. Put it around 1.8 next week, and then end of month, 4 cents.
Nice. Not messing around there.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm with Vince. I think we could get maybe to 2 cents. I don't know if we're ready to bust it just yet. I think we certainly will sooner than later. I don't know about next week, but I think end of month I'm going to go match Vince and say 3. Wales, man, I see you laughing in chat. Are we too bearish for you, man? LOL. So, but yeah. All right. So let's go around the room, close it out. Vince, where can our wonderful audience find you?
Twitter at CryptoVince369.
And look into crypto. I watch you guys on Nights of the Crypto Table. I believe that's Tuesday nights. Correct me if I'm wrong, but where else can we find you?
Sure. Yeah. My main spot is just Twitter. Look into crypto, and then we have a rotating stream each week where we have different hosts each week for Nights on Roundtable.
Awesome. And that's Tuesdays, right?
Yeah,
At
Tuesdays.
10 p.m. Eastern.
What time, Motley? I'm sorry.
10 p.m. Eastern time.
10 p.m. Eastern, Nights of the Crypto Table. Wales, just before we get to Motley, he's good with 3 to 4 cents at the end of this month. I'm there with you on the 3. I'd love to see 4. So cool. And Motley, wrap it up, man. Where can we find you?
Motley Investor at Telegram, Twitch, YouTube, wherever. Find me at Motley Investor.
And also with dollar cost crypto, Jesus, Hex, Litecoin, Moses. Is he on the Knights stream and coffee as well, right?
Yep.
And Bran.
Yep.
The Bran Hammer.
Brand Hammer.
So yeah, look forward to that every Tuesday night myself. Usually I'm like kind of getting geared up for work the next day. So I have to listen and close my eyes and
soothe you to sleep with FOMO.
Well, FOMO the charts, yeah, because I hear Look into Crypto talking about it. I'm like, man, that sounds nice. Can't wait to watch it tomorrow.
Going to sleep on FOMO.
That's right. All right, gents. Well, it's been another awesome show. We covered like everything that we set out to do, so it was awesome. I can't wait to see what this next week holds, not just price, but any other news. And of course, by the end of the month or maybe in a month, more Pulse news is going to be awesome. So
All-time highs. Let's go.
Oh yeah, and some of those charts, if you missed them with Look into Crypto, go back, check them out once the stream's over, because if that doesn't give you FOMO, you don't have a soul. So anyway,
Amen.
Amen. All right, and thank you, chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, Archie, Ben Senior, Limon. Who disliked? I don't know. It was like there at the beginning. It was probably some wise guy or something. Anyway, yeah, we'll be fine.
Literally.
I think we'll be fine. Hex, if you're in Hex, we have been, and we will be fine. So, all right, thank you everybody, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Catch you on the next one.